Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're opening a file that literally defies every law of physics, time, and reality as we know it. We're diving deep into the chilling, FBI-style investigation of Case File 02, where we'll unpack the completely impossible evidence surrounding the haunting of Station 13. So settle in, turn down the lights, and pay close attention, because by the end of this, everything you think you know about cause and effect is going to be fundamentally questioned.
Right, I want you to really picture this scene. It's exactly 11:57 p.m. on Halloween night, October 31st, 2026. You're FBI Investigator Ethan Brooks. You're standing out on Black Hollow Road, deep in the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia, completely alone. The rain is just pouring down, lightning is tearing up the sky, and then the dead silence is broken. Your car radio suddenly crackles to life, and a voice whispers this exact horrifying sentence directly to you. Ethan, Station 13 is still broadcasting.
Now, you might be wondering, why is that so terrifying? Well, here's the absolute kicker. The official record states that Station 13 is not a functioning facility. It completely burned to the ground in 1985. Every single staff member perished in that inferno. 0 survivors. No equipment left, no power, nothing. So a live broadcast from this location shouldn't just be unlikely. According to all known laws of reality, it is entirely 100% impossible.
Investigation Phase 1. The Black Hollow Anomaly.
Okay, let's look at how things start to unravel the moment Brooks decides to track this phantom signal. The isolation sets in almost immediately. First, his GPS flatlines. Maps become completely useless. Then, the environment itself kind of turns hostile. Road signs literally vanish into this unnatural thick fog. And finally, the radio scan reveals a hijacked frequency. Brooks isn't just hearing a rogue transmission anymore. He's being swallowed by this anomalous zone where the only things coming through his speakers are upbeat 1980s music, followed by blood-curdling screaming, and then just dead silence.
What we absolutely have to understand here is the horrifying physical contradiction on this timeline. Think about it. 1985, total destruction. Yet, at 11:57 p.m. in 2026, a live, targeted broadcast intercepts his radio. And then, literally 3 minutes later at midnight, Ethan breaks through the tree line and finds the station. But it's exactly as history recorded it. It's a burned, abandoned ruin hidden in the forest. A completely dead building.
But then he steps inside, and beneath 4 decades of ash, investigators found this wall clock. It's completely frozen, sure, but look at the time. 11:57 p.m., October 31st, 1985. The exact moment the fire supposedly consumed the station, perfectly mirroring the exact time Ethan received that whisper on his radio 41 years later in 2026. You see what's happening? The timelines are actually starting to bleed together.
Investigation Phase 2. Inside Station 13. If you thought the outside was strange, wait until we look at the impossible physical evidence logged at the scene inside. A coffee cup sitting on a charred desk, and it's literally still warm to the touch. Newspapers scattered around, bearing today's date, but printed in 1985. Then, in the pitch-black, ruined studio, a red recording light snaps on, live. And suddenly, this empty, burned-out room is filled with the auditory echoes of people working, talking, and laughing. It's fresh, warm evidence of life inside a charred husk that's been dead for over 4 decades. No way, right? Then, the tension peaks. An automated microphone on the primary broadcast desk clicks on all by itself. The ambient noise of those invisible workers drops to absolute zero. And a voice comes through the speakers, addressing the investigator directly. Welcome back, Ethan. It completely shatters the barrier between the investigator and the anomaly. It knows he's there. And worse, it implies he's been there before.
Which brings us to a really chilling contradiction. Ethan Brooks has 0 history with this facility. I mean, he was literally a child in 1985. Yet, hidden inside a rusted desk drawer, he finds employee file 06. It's an official, authentic 1985 document, bearing his exact, modern-day photograph. The station hasn't just recognized him. According to its own ancient records, he belongs to it. Investigation Phase 3, the Underground Archive.
Just when these timeline anomalies seem like they can't get any crazier, Brooks discovers a heavy steel door hidden beneath the floorboards. He goes down, and what he finds isn't just some dusty radio station basement. He walks into a massive, ancient government bunker completely hidden beneath Station 13. The walls are lined with thousands upon thousands of analog surveillance tapes, and every single one is meticulously labeled with a specific person's name. It's like a giant, horrifying library of people. And of course, out of the thousands of files in this dark, subterranean vaults, Brooks's flashlight catches one impossible label. Right there, among the endless rows of the dead and the watched, he finds a tape with his own name on it. He loads the tape into a nearby reel-to-reel player. The audio that plays? It isn't music. It isn't a radio show. It's a disturbed, frightened child's voice delivering this ominous warning. Ethan, they're coming. And at the exact second those words finish, the main power to the entire facility completely fails, plunging the bunker into absolute darkness. And in that quiet dark, heavy, slow footsteps begin echoing down the hall, coming directly toward him. So he's trapped deep underground. The atmospheric horror here is just intense. The bunker's ancient emergency systems suddenly boot up, bathing the concrete walls in this harsh, bleeding red light. It guides Ethan into a central security hub, where a massive bank of old cathode ray monitors powers on all at once. And the evidence displayed on those screens, it totally shatters reality, because every single screen is displaying surveillance footage of Ethan Brooks. But here's the thing. The monitors aren't just showing a live feed of him standing in the room. They are displaying a fractured reality. One screen shows Ethan as a kid, another shows him in a different year entirely, wearing different clothes in totally different environments. Others show timelines that simply shouldn't even exist. The monitors are displaying Ethan trapped across multiple, impossible, simultaneous realities. This underground archive wasn't just watching people, it was literally watching them across time itself. Investigation Phase 4, the 2031 Protocol. I want you to just slowly process this number for a second. 2031. Exactly 5 years in Ethan's future. Because out of all those monitors, Ethan's eyes are drawn to one specific screen playing a feed labeled with this protocol. It's not looking into the past. It's looking into a devastatingly silent, entirely abandoned, post-apocalyptic America. The evidence on this future feed shows a systematic, terrifying takeover. Major cities are completely empty, swallowed by that same thick, unnatural fog Ethan drove through to get here. Looming over these dead cities are massive radio towers covering the whole horizon. And the ultimate nightmare? Every single one of them is pulsing, glowing in the dark, broadcasting an identical, world-ending message. Station 13 is now everywhere. The very signal Ethan chased into the woods tonight has ominous taken over the entire world. And then comes the final, shattering twist that turns this entire investigation upside down. As Ethan stares at the end of the world on that monitor, every single radio, speaker, and communication device in the entire underground facility activates simultaneously. Thousands of overlapping voices speak together in a terrifying chorus to deliver this final verdict. Ethan, you were never investigating the case. You started it. So, what does this all mean? As we look at the impossible facts of this timeline anomaly, we are forced into a deeply unsettling conclusion. We really have to question the nature of the investigator himself. Is Ethan Brooks just the victim of some grand paranormal trap? Or is he actually the source of the nightmare? I mean, his face was in the 1985 files. His life was mapped out in the archive. Did his arrival tonight trigger the apocalypse? Or was he always destined to be the spark that burns the world down? We absolutely must ask ourselves, what dark government secret triggered this catastrophic loop in the first place? What actually happened the night Station 13 burned down in 1985? And why, no matter what timeline Ethan looks at, does it always end with that same terrifying broadcast in 2031? This case is far from closed, guys. It leaves us with a horrifying mystery that demands we keep analyzing the evidence and keep questioning reality until we open Case File 03. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. And remember, stay curious and never stop questioning.